I want a government that actually gives regular people a voice and a seat at the table and truly represents them. And I think to do that, we have got to deal with the cronyism and corruption and legal bribery that has taken root in our state. We've got to uproot it. Sometimes the campaign trail can feel lonely when I'm going from town to town and going from campaign stop to campaign stop. But then I come to find out that I'm not alone, that in all these other communities, dozens of communities, there are people working every day, reaching out to their neighbors and talking about how we can shake up and transform our politics and get our government working for all of us and not just those at the very top.
Mike is extremely for economic justice. You'll see a lot of candidates on the trail that are just pro-union, but Mike is, in my opinion, the only candidate who's truly pro-worker.
There are so many common interests between rural and urban people, and we do have the ability to unite people from the country and the city if we practice a politics of unity, and if we get away from the divide and conquer tactics that have been employed to such devastating effect across our state for quite a few years now. Regardless of where you live, whether you're in the country or in the city, one of the huge challenges is just finding work that can keep you in the middle class. That's something that is absent in too many inner city neighborhoods, but it's absent out in rural communities as well. So that's something that is unifying, is just investing in the empowerment of working people and making sure that if you work, you will be in the middle class, a living wage for every worker. That's something that we all have in common. If we embrace this idea that we are all in this together, regardless of where we're from, we don't leave anybody behind, not out in the country, not in the cities. If we embrace that, if we take that to heart, we can make Wisconsin so much stronger.
This is an opportunity for us to turn our state in a very different direction. People used to talk about how they were interested in Mike's campaign. They wanted to support Mike's candidacy. And now they're saying our campaign. That is the best part of this whole undertaking, is they're no longer talking about Mike's campaign, they're talking about their campaign.
Initially, I kind of watched, some news towards the Hillary and Trump election, and I honestly didn't understand what was going on because I felt like the media wasn't telling us what was going on. But after Trump got elected, I started to look into it more and found out that money in politics was a huge issue. So after I learned about that, I kind of just snapped into reality that I've been kind of living in this bubble. I said, yeah, it's either I'm going to do something about it or I'm going to stand by and let it keep going. Because you can't really complain about the rising school debt, or you can't complain about the rising housing costs or the rising healthcare costs if you're not doing anything to fix it. So that kind of snapped me into reality, and ever since then I've been 100% involved in politics. It's kind of my life at the moment. And I wake up in the morning, I look at articles, and it's really important though. As far as why I'm working so hard is because if I don't, who will? And that's just how I think about it. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You really got to take it into your own hands, and democracy doesn't sleep. So obviously I sleep, but democracy doesn't sleep, so you got to work twice as hard to fix it. And there's a lot of issues that need to be fixed, and it's not gonna take, one election. It's gonna take the next 10 elections to get this fixed. So this is just the beginning.
We will never get clean air and clean water from dirty politics. We will never get living wages from a dying democracy. We will never get good health care from a sick political system. We will never get anything more than thoughts and prayers from elected officials after each new mass shooting, as long as elected officials are paid to take no other action. We have to deal with that reality. And it starts with leadership by example. It starts with a commitment to winning elections with a different model, not selling out to those big money interests that have a stranglehold on our capital. And if we do that, we can have the Wisconsin that we want.
So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being willing to do this and being willing to talk to your neighbors and your friends and family members and total strangers, because that's what it's going to take. That's what's actually going to get us free of the clutches of cronyism and corruption and legal bribery in our state, and will get us a government that works for all of us and not just those at the very top. So thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.